Yo, what up, people? Smithers to motherfucking R here today, course, to give you guys Hunter x Hunter 2011 motherfucking episode 104 motherfucking review. And this week's episode, shit got real. Why is that? Morel just got a very big amount of information, which pieced together this whole thing of why is the king gathering up all these people into the kingdom, and like exactly why. When the king, it just like upped the ante of what's really going on. Because Morel just figured out Shao Pu's ability, which happens to be that he can unlock the Nen abilities in people. So, in animals, like Khmer ants, and I'm assuming also humans. And so, if people came to show up at the palace and Shao Pu used his abilities on them, what if they became special people? Like they gained a Nen ability and then the king ate them, then, because, he really loves the taste of Nen enriched humans. And so that would make sense. Shao Poof, he's basically adding the nice seasoning onto these motherfucking humans' meat, so to speak. And besides that, Morel, he whoops Cheetu's ass. Cheetu's still alive, of course, but Cheetu got a nice little lesson on no. Because basically Morel sleeping, 4 hours, doesn't move. It turns out that he attached a motherfucking smoke rope to this nigga's leg so he couldn't get away and just start rolling that bitch up. While also himself being a smoke clone and actually going all motherfucking, going all fucking... Nigga dressed up like some fucking grass and crawled. Damn. And basically, Cheetu, he unlocked a new ability, which happens to be something actually pretty interesting. But we haven't seen it at all yet. Really. No. That's all it can do. No. There has to be something else to it. He just, as I see it, he summoned the weapon, but he didn't give it any conditions yet. He didn't. And so once he gives it conditions, it should be something very nice. And we also find out that Cheetu's ability that he's using right now, because he doesn't get caught, its condition is that if he gets caught, it disappears forever. He can't use it again. It's a one-time use if he gets caught. And his new ability that he unlocks and uses, or tries to use against Morel, but gets horribly, horribly fucked up. Well, not really fucked up. He just gets, no, he's done. He don't want to go no more. He's going to retreat to Shao Poof and try and get a new ability. But how it goes is, it's a fucking claw crossbow. What? And it legitly shoots a crossbow bolt and is just a fucking claw. And as it is now, it's just like a nice little weapon for him to have. Because considering his speed, he'll fucking cut your ass up. Speed cut your ass in 4 pieces and slice and dice your ass. So his speed and the weapon do somewhat correlate. The most important part of this thing is that it's just a claw and a crossbow. But he hasn't given it any conditions yet. It's so it could have some crazy ability with it to go along with his insane amount of speed, which would be a very big thing for him. Because it has a long range, close range, and when you move that in with his speed, even though the crossbow is slow, that kind of factors out with the fact that he's very fast, and claw is just nice and normal weapon, so it'll cut your ass up. Using his speed, because a claw is a speed weapon, it isn't more of a strength weapon, it's more of speed. You're just trying to cut real fast. And so, as a perfect weapon for Cheetu, and so once he unlocks his ability, whatever it is, for this weapon, it could possibly become damaging or harm. It could be over the top powerful, or it could just be bump him up a little. We'll see. Besides that, Nova getting chased by the fucking dragonfly motherfucker. Nova, he notices him, takes his ass out. Morel and Nova, they meet up. They talk about, okay, we got this information. Okay, apparently somebody named Shawa, because he didn't say Shao Poof, he just said Shawa. Apparently he's one of the royal guards. That's what they're assuming, and he can enrich Nen and people. He can bring it out. And so it just brings out this whole idea of why these people are gathering at the capital. And that's a big thing, and this dude's dead, and this gives us a very big hint on Leol's fucking powers. This tiger motherfucker. Apparently, his ability is like this IOU machine. And basically, if he does a favor for you, and if he first he has to select you as a target, and he has to know your Nen ability and what his name is. I believe it was Or, but I believe he knows them both, so it's good. And they have to be alive, of course. And the second one is that he has to grant them a favor, and then he has to do a good deed for them, like a favor, and then using that, at any time he can save them into this fucking like pocket thing that he has, like legit, like oh this looks so old, but he just takes this out and he can store it in there, and then at any time for I believe an hour-long period, as long as they're still alive, he can push the button and he gains their Nen abilities, which is makes which is sheds a lot of light on what he's possibly going to do. Because let's say this, his goal is to be the king. Now then, if he had the king's power right now, if he did a favor for the king and knew what the king's inability was, he could steal it for himself and potentially kill the king. And so that's what the whole deal is, what I believe is going on with this dude. But we'll have to see. But basically, that also means that this Dragonfly dude is not dead. I thought that nigga was dead. That nigga took the fuck out, squashed. But they didn't kill him? Or is it because of Nova's dimension that it hasn't registered that he's dead yet? I don't know, but basically, he's hiding his abilities from these two other dudes. And what he's basically doing is they're going to leave, and he's like, no. He brings out his Nen ability, but he isn't telling them what it is, because, you know, he's very secure about telling people about his Nen ability. But it also gives the question, like, if he does a favor for you, he got you. Like, he can use your ability at any time, so he could just stack up a whole bunch of them. But I believe there's only, like, an hour-long limit. And if they're dead, it's useless, so. Basically, what is he going to plan to do? Kill the king, then he dies, and now his powers are useless. Maybe kill Shallapoof, and... Man, this motherfucker, UP, and... I don't know what he's going to do. But he has some type of underhanded plan in the means. He's trying to do some underhanded shit. He's trying to kill the king, what I'm assuming, and take over. And his Nen ability is just a part of it. It's an important role on why he believes he can fuck with this motherfucking king. Yeah. He's starting to change. The dude's gonna try and kill the king, most likely, using his Nen ability. Simple. And then we got, of course, let's switch over to the king now. And the king, believe it or not, is continuously playing with this girl. Like, I'm assuming it's been maybe like a... No, it hasn't been that long. No, it's only been like a couple hours. He's still playing her, and he's thought that he's finally had a way to break her rhythm. And like he's like, yeah, they're just setting up the pieces, calling them, just placing them up, and then he just places a piece in the front, and all of a sudden he just is like, yes, I broke her rhythm. It's all over now. She can't protect her. She's gonna think I'm gonna attack her left flank. That'll be exposed. No, instead I'm gonna. And so he's going through all this strategic shit. And he calls it like the impenetrable fortress or some shit. And he says that he's created this move to defeat her. And it turns out that she developed this move. It was in a sense her child. And that's why she paused when he delivered it. Because she wasn't stumped at all. She beat that move like one piece. Like, you're done. He's like just fucking crazy ass. Like, oh my, this dude, like, his memory is crazy. He's like, oh yes, you won. Just, and he's wondering how she knew how to beat it and why she paused. Like, was she taking pity on him or something like that? It turns out that she created that move that he used, and she created the counter because it was used against her in the future, and the move was removed from the rule books and, you know, the history of it, because it was like her move. It was deleted because the former king, the former leader, of course, decided, like, yeah, let's just keep this move with her. Like, let's just ban it, because no, they're using it against us. We don't want these other people to be using our moves. Fuck that. And so we just banned it. That's how I'm seeing it. But it could be something totally different why they banned it, but it's banned. And so the king, he's just listening. And Shallapoof notices that. He gets up, walks away after this whole explanation of her and her baby coming back to life after 10 long years. This move, and she was just so happy, and now it's dead again. And basically tells her to get some rest. They're going at it, no breaks tomorrow. And Poof, when the king leaves, he notices something. But he says, like, no big deal. And whenever they say no big deal, it's a big deal. Why is that? He said no big deal. That's just how it goes. He wasn't paying attention to it. And the things that you don't pay attention to really come to bite you in the ass most of the time. That's how it goes. But the big thing that happened with Poof is he noticed that the king let her speak for that amount of time. That has never happened before. The king, usually, when he was in that aggressive state, if she talked for more than 5 seconds without, like that, and she said the wrong answer, he would obliterate the bitch in a second. Instead, the king didn't kill her, but instead allowed her to talk for minutes in an agitated state and listened. Poof has never seen the king do that. The king would most likely, with most motherfuckers, kill their ass after they said, they're done. He's angry. But he didn't kill her. And so that's probably going to become something very big in the future. Because he said, no big deal. It was just a coincidence. You're going to get bit in the ass, motherfucker. You're going to hop the wrong fence. That Rottweiler's going to come up, chomp, chomp, your ass in the hospital. That's how it goes. Yeah, that was a basic episode. No Gon stuff, really, or Knuckle or Shoot, and Chairman Totaro just fucking, he's powering the fuck up. Oh, this nigga's powered the fuck up. And yeah, that's about it. Kill was still MIA, missing in action, with some fucking doctor in the sewers, apparently. Fuck it. Nova. He has, like, the most deathmatch fucking ever. Like, in history of Hunter x Hunter, that's deathmatches. That's so much deathmatch shit, it ain't even funny. Like, that's just the perfect ability to have a deathmatch with a motherfucker. Because basically, as it goes, he opens a hole. Only one person can leave. That being said, Smith to motherfucking R, 9 out of 10. It was a good episode this week. So with that being said, Smith to motherfucking R, 9 out of 10. It was a good episode this week. And I will see you guys later. Because fuck it, I'm tired.